So I've got some bad news about this COLA cost of living adjustment increase of 5.9% that seniors and those on a fixed income will be receiving if you have Social Security, retirement, disability. And this may be a little odd that you think that would be bad, but I'm going to explain to you why it could be considered that way coming right up. Greetings and salutations. My name is David Duford. I own Fixed Income Help, where I help seniors across the nation with their questions about their finances to help them save more money and get more out of their benefits. Thank you so much, as always, for watching. So you've probably heard some news recently about the cost of living adjustment coming down the pike at the beginning of the year, raising fixed income seniors from Social Security and disability income by 5.9%. And you probably heard nothing but good news of why this is a nice thing, but I'm going to explain to you why this isn't necessarily all rainbows and sunshine. You see, there's a lot of things that's happening right now in our economy that is causing peril financially, not just for seniors, but for many millions of Americans across the country. What I'm going to explain to you is two things to consider as why this is not necessarily a great thing overall or after all. And then also I'm going to conclude this video with some ideas for you on what you can continue to do in your own life to look for ways to save money otherwise by just, depending on the government for an increase, so that you can live leaner and not be under as much stress as you probably already are financially. So the big reason, number one, why this 5.9% COLA enhancement is not all that it's cracked up to be is simply because inflation has gone through the roof for so many people across the country. So inflation, of course, is where prices of goods and services you buy go up in price. Many of you all have lived long enough to remember how much it cost for a gallon of milk or a loaf of bread, and let me just tell you, it ain't what it used to be, as they say. And that's what inflation is. And inflation always happens, but for the last year and a half, inflation has gone crazy. In fact, in October of 2021, we saw a over 6% increase in the consumer price inflation index, which means that your basic daily goods that you buy and services you purchase have went up 6% plus year over year from 2020. And what this bodes is bad news. It simply means that your dollars that you receive from Uncle Sam for retirement or disability don't go as far as they used to. And what we're seeing here in some instances, the increase in inflation well outpaces the COLA enhancements they're going to get starting in 2022. Take, for example, in Maine, residents are being warned by the energy companies to expect, believe it or not, a 60 to 80% increase in their electricity and heating bills. In other words, if they were paying $100 last year in December, they can expect to pay somewhere between $160 to $180 the same time of year, just 1 year later. Now imagine if you're a fixed income senior in Maine, that ain't no fun. And this kind of price increase we've seen everywhere. You've gone to the grocery store, you've probably seen your basic foodstuffs that you purchase go up in price, certainly prescription costs as well. So the bottom line is while it's nice to get more money from Uncle Sam, the problem is, of course, that extra money is just going towards purchasing the same stuff. So you're not really getting ahead per se. You're just barely treading water, unfortunately, due to all this inflation that's going on. And kind of related to point number one, point number two is just the dollar just doesn't go as far as it used to, just like my grandpa used to say. Bottom line, what you pay for today is cost more and requires more dollars than it did 20, 30, 40 years ago. And even with a raise that you're getting right now on Social Security, it's not really keeping up to pace with the costs that it require to purchase regular goods that are out there. Take, for example, the Senior Citizen Leagues has shown that a 30% decline in buying power of Social Security benefits since 2000. And basically what this means is even with inflation being considered and any COLA increases as well, that if you had $100, essentially, it's worth $70 in 2020. So in other words, you're in a position where what you're buying is worth less money, therefore you can't get as many goods, even as far as 20 years ago, with the same dollars that you get on a month-to-month benefit. So bottom line, it's good that you're getting a COLA enhancement, of course. It's better than nothing. But it's important to understand that it's not the end-all, be-all answer to your economic and financial woes. You need to be thinking of, at least my opinion would be if I was talking to my mother about this, if you're concerned about your finances, my recommendation is to look internally at your own spending habits and see if there are opportunities to save money and still retain value and get good services. A couple of things that we do, of course, in my other profession, I'm an insurance professional, and I help people with life insurance, Medicare insurance, etc. And I can't tell you the number of people that I have helped through the years that I could save money on their life insurance. They were unaware at the high cost they were paying because they never talked to the right kind of agent that shops those plans. And I've been able to save many people hundreds of dollars a year for the same exact benefit they had, or better yet, maybe replaced a policy that was a poor option for them that got them better coverage and then also saved them money. Another thing you may want to consider too is many of you who are on a low income, if it's during annual election period at the end of the year, you can switch out your Medicare programs and possibly save money on reduced out-of-pocket expenses or co-pays. Also, if in some cases, if you're below the poverty index on your income, which many people out there are, you can actually switch your Medicare plan throughout the year at any point with 4 maximal opportunities or 4 allowances to switch throughout the year. The reason this is an option for some Medicare recipients, whether they're over or under 65, disabled or retired, is because under the poverty index, the concern is to make sure that you're getting every ounce of value without getting ripped off. And this is a great opportunity to try to save money, to limit your expenses, and get a great deal for your insurance while minimizing your out-of-pocket expenses. So there's some ideas on some things that you can do as far as in your own life, and certainly what to expect when it comes to the COLA enhancement and why it may not be all it's cracked up to be. As I always like to conclude on these calls here, if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. How do you think this COLA enhancement is really going to make a difference in your life, if at all? And then lastly, if you're interested in shopping life insurance or possibly Medicare, there is a link above. You can click that link and request a free quote. Maybe there's a way we could help you save money through my insurance agency. And otherwise, thanks for watching. As always, take care.